So, you painted your own vehicle. You painted your own panels. Maybe you painted the whole car, maybe you just painted a couple panels. But it didn't come out quite like you wanted. It came out like this. Rough. A lot of orange peel. There's a lot of dirt, dust. Today I'm going to show you why this is okay. You can fix this. You can salvage this paint job, and I'm going to show you how to do it in today's video. Welcome back to DIY Autobody. Today we're going to show you how to fix a paint job that is less than perfect. And it happens to the best of us. You get dust, you get dirt, you get orange peel. I've been doing this for a long time, and it happens, okay? Doesn't mean you have to give up on the paint job. Doesn't mean you have to start over, do it again. If you're using a base coat, clear coat system, you can wet sand and color sand and polish a lot of imperfections out. You just got to know what to do and how to do it. And today I'm going to show you that. I painted this vehicle last night. I'm using a new clear, and there's plenty of excuses why this happened, but to be honest with you, it just came out bad. You know, it happens. So today I thought this would be a good opportunity to show you how to solve that problem, how to repair it, and how to make it look nice and just as good as if you had laid it on slick and had no dust in it. So we're going to do that today. Let me first show you the paint job. Here's the truck. Okay, I painted these two panels last night plus the tailgate using a new clear. I was trying to figure out how to lay it down smooth. This clear I've painted a couple times. It has a tendency to run, but I really like how it polishes. I really like the finish, and I like the price is a good price too. So tried some different techniques. It was really cold, so I had a problem getting the temperature right in the shop, and it came out quite rough and orange peely. Had a few other problems that I had to solve while I was painting it, but this is what I ended up with, the finished product. And I know it's not pretty. It looks horrible, but believe it or not, this will wet sand and polish out beautifully. And let me get you in here and show you some of the dirt before. Okay, so see, we have a spot of dirt here. I'm going to get that in the light. It's a little piece of lint, came off some clothing. There's another speck of dirt. It doesn't look great. It doesn't look great at all. And a lot of painters are not going to make a video like this. They're not going to show you this crappy paint job. They're just not going to do it. It's embarrassing. I don't like it, but it's a good opportunity for me to show you how to fix this. So let's get started. What we're going to do, and this is the day after. It was cold last night. So the paint is still not fully cured, which is good and it's bad. You have to be careful, but if you look closely, we may still even get a few fingerprints in here if we're looking closely, but there, see, I pressed down, you got some fingerprints. This is a perfect time to color sand this, okay? It's a lot easier to color sand it smooth, and what I mean by color sanding is using a piece, and what I use is 1500 grit wet sanding paper, okay? And I'm going to go over it with this first, okay? Knock all the rough stuff down, get all those imperfections, those dirt particles, sand it out, and I'm going to show you that. And then we're going to use a 1500, then we're going to use a 3000, and then we're going to use a 5000 on a Hook It orbital sander, and that goes quickly, and then it'll be prepared to buff. Now we're not going to buff it the same day. What we're going to do is color sand it all, let it cure, maybe another day, maybe another 2 days, and then polish it when it's all cured. But we're going to have a smooth finish, and a very smooth finish to buff and polish on when the time comes. So let's get started. Let me start wet sanding some of these, color sanding some of these spots, and show you how they come out. Okay, first thing you want to do when you're color sanding is you want to have plenty of water. Some guys like to put a little soap in the water. That way it's a smoother color sanding process. It glides across the panel. I'm not going to need it on this because this is pretty fresh paint, but I don't typically use it. You want a 1500 grit wet sanding paper. Some guys like to use a block to keep it flat. It's fine to do that. What I use is the flat part of my hand, okay? I know some people say, well, that's going to leave indentions, and yeah, but if you know what you're doing, it's not going to, and I've been doing this for a long time. So, but you're welcome to use a block. So what you do is you wet down the panel, good and wet. You also need a rubber squeegee type, because you're going to want to squeegee it periodically to remove any particles that you loosen up, any dust that you loosen up. So what I'm going to start is in a small area here and wet sand that. And what I'm doing is holding my hand flat. I go into a circular motion. I keep it wet. And my theory behind the circular motion is that your buffer, when you're polishing it, goes in a circular motion, so that's going to be easier for it to remove scratches in the paint when you're buffing it. So we're going to wet sand this. Now, one thing you want to be aware of, if you're hearing scratching going on, that's not just sanding, and you'll know the difference. Like this is making a sanding noise, which is normal. It's going to. You're sanding it. But if you're hearing like a scratching, then you've got a particle of dust under your sandpaper, and you're digging into the clear, and you don't want to do that. That's going to make it harder to get out, harder to buff. So what you do is you stop, you squeegee it, you rinse your paper. You're going to rinse your paper good, and then you're going to wet it again and continue on, okay? I wasn't having any of that issue, but it does happen, especially if you got a large particle of dust that you break loose when you're wet sanding it. So, now it's polished. You can see there's still just a little bit of orange peel left, and we're going to take most of it out, but we don't have to take every little bit of it out. But what I'm going to do is, we had that particle of dust in here. I'm going to show you this particle of dust, and then I'm going to color sand it, and then right there in the center of that picture, you see a little particle of dust. I kind of went over it with this sanding paper a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and back off, sand that, and then show you how it turns out. Now you can see that is the area where that dust was. I can't even see where it was. It was right around here. And that dust, let me zoom in here, it's totally gone, okay? Now sometimes you can get it, big dust particle, like 98% out, and you can't get that little last bit because you could go through the clear. And there is a possibility you can go through the clear here. Here's another, that's a good sized chunk right there. So let me do that and show you how that turns out. Now let's look at these spots. Now you might see right there, I'm trying to see where that, if I can see where that dust was. I think I can, but I don't know if you're going to be able to see it on here. Anyway, it's 99.5% gone. There's just a little spot you can see there, and I'm really zoomed in here. Right there. Okay, that's what's left of that particle of dust. And that will never be noticed in the finished product after it's went over with 3,000 grit and then 5,000 grit and then polished to a high gloss. Never will be able to see that, okay? But what I'm going to do is go ahead and set this up. I'll explain to you as we go, as I'm doing it. I'm going to color sand this entire panel with the 1500, and then you'll see me switch to a 3000 on an orbital sander, okay? And I'll show you that. And then I'm going to go to a 5000, and I'm going to show you at the end what this looks like. And at the end of this video, after it's all polished and buffed, you will be amazed. You can save this paint. You can save this paint job. You can save yourself a lot of time, a lot of work, a lot of materials, and a lot of money. So let's get to it. Here it is. I'm done with the 1500 wet sanding process, and for the purposes of this video, I'm going to show you an area from about, let me set this back here, from here to here. Okay, this section here has the 1500 done to it. Okay guys, I went over it with the 3000. This is the 3000 paper right here. It goes on a interface pad. You can get it in just the regular hand paper. Okay, this I just find is much easier for me, quicker. But this is how it looks. Okay, see down here I didn't do. This is all still 1500, but when I come up here, look how smooth that is. Hard to tell, but let me zoom in here. You can see it almost has a little bit of shine to it, and then when you get into 5000, it's gonna really have a little shine to it. So you're removing the deeper scratches and putting finer scratches in it. Okay, we're going to continue on, go through the rest of this panel. Okay guys, so we went over it with the 5000 grit Trizact paper, and look at the finish. Remember how rough that was? You can see it in the light there. If you get it in the light, you can see how flat that is now. And that's going to make a good surface to polish. If you look down here, these are the 1500 scratches. Okay, after you go over it with 3000 and then 5000, it doesn't take a lot of buffing to polish that up, and that's why I like to go over it with 3000 and 5000. You can buff the 1500 and get it done and get a good finish, but it takes a lot of buffing time, a lot of polishing time, and it's just more difficult. So this way, if you miss any deep scratches from the 1500, the 3000, and the 5000 will take it out, make it a lot easier to polish. In fact, I won't have to. It'll save me at least half an hour of polishing just on this panel, maybe even more, by doing that. You saw it didn't take very long to go over it with that Trizact on the DA. guys. Let's look at this finished product. What do you think of that? Looks pretty good right from there. It's hard to even see the paint because the reflection's so bright in it. It's so clear. Let's get out of the light a little bit. Now this thing is still not totally dry, but I can go over this a little bit more tomorrow with a glaze, with a little finer compound, and even polish this to a higher sheen. But that is a big difference from where we started, don't you think? So this is how you can do it. You can save your paint job. Look how smooth that is. Remember this area here? It was real rough. Look at that now. Now I just buffed that center. I haven't buffed up there yet, but beautiful. Beautiful, just like glass. In fact, it's better than factory paint. And it had a ton of trash in it, and it had a ton of orange peel, and the correction just came out beautifully. So there you go. I hope this helped you guys out. Thanks for watching this channel. Please like and subscribe. I'll keep bringing you great videos, more tips and tricks, and I hope this helps somebody out. Leave a comment in the below what you thought of the video, and maybe how I can help you out on your project. Peace.